favorite hobby is I like to trick pickpockets into giving me a hand job. Because, you know, they're trying to steal from me. I figure I should get some pleasure out of it. I just got holes in the bottom of the pockets. They think they're getting a roll of silver dollars. So, I don't know. That's something I sort of had to adapt to. Everyone in my generation is like really kinky. Like, I was having this conversation with this guy in the middle of lunch, and he just brought up out of nowhere. He said, I'm a gentleman in the streets, but a monster in the sheets. Which that was true, because I later found out he was in the Klan. But, no, but this is absolutely true. There's this girl in my residence hall. She always calls her boyfriend daddy, like, all the time. She calls him daddy. She even does like a little baby voice for him. I'm like, it's creepy. You call him daddy. You do this little girl voice. Where does it end? When he gets blown, does he take out his penis like, here comes the airplane? I don't know. I was trying to think of the kinkiest thing I ever did, and I realized there was one time I had a three-way with my right and left hand, and you know, three-ways are always awkward because inevitably someone gets left out. In this situation, it was me. Just imagine me crying and clapping at the same time. It was a real tearjerker. I'm just like a really meek and introverted guy, you know what I mean? Like, I remember the first time I grew a beard, it was this girl I had a crush on, said she liked guys with beards, so I grew mine out. I grew a really big beard. And then she started dating someone else, and when I realized she actually liked was guys who asked her out. Like, I'm 6'3", and when you think 6'3", you think like, oh, commanding, strapping, confident, but I'm just failing at a high altitude. Like, I'm 6'3", but I shrink into the background of every room I'm in. Like, I'm such a wallflower, I once got invited to a party I was currently attending. My friend, he called me up, he's like, Brendan, the party's going great, you should come over. I'm like, yeah, I'm here. I've been here for an hour, you greeted me as I walked in. I just don't have any confidence, and I think the reason I don't have any confidence is I was an altar boy and a Boy Scout and no one ever touched me. It's like, you know what that does to your self-esteem, like all these scandals happening? Like, there was a big scandal in my diocese where they unsealed a bunch of files and found out like hundreds of kids were getting touched. And it was probably a lot more than that, because when they unsealed the files, most of the pages were stuck together. But recently we've been holding like more cops accountable because everyone films everything nowadays. Maybe you should apply that to other stuff, start putting body cams on altar boys. That way, just like they did with Derek Chauvin, you can point out to the footage, like as you can see very clearly, the priest is obstructing this young boy's windpipe. I had some guy get mad at me for doing that joke because I was making fun of the police. He got really mad, but the funny thing was, he wasn't a cop, he was a firefighter. Which I get like solidarity between first responders, but it just seems weird to like go in, because like people don't have a problem with firefighters the same way they have a problem with cops. In order for people that have a problem with firefighters like they have problems with cops, a firefighter would have to go into your house, remove a fire in the fireplace. And it would have to be like a fire you want to burn, a fire you're tending to, a fire that's not hurting anyone. And then a firefighter would have to look down at that fire and shoot a black guy. Yeah. Yeah, I just think a lot of weird stuff. Like, I love using urinals. I love using urinals that go all the way to the ground because it looks like their jaw dropped when they saw my penis. I just think weird stuff. Like, I should have a new version of the Nuremberg trials, but for grammar Nazis. And we can lure them there by spelling it the Nuremberg Trails. I just think, you know how people always see like Jesus' face on a potato chip? Like, you always see, I see Jesus in his potato chip. You ever wonder if like Frito-Lay's ever worried like someone's gonna see Muhammad in a potato chip and blow up their factory? Just weird stuff. Like, you guys remember when I used to put like missing kids on milk cartons? That always confused me, because like, what if the kid died? You just how to sell that milk? Because like, no one wants to buy it. Like, you can't like, but like, it's a waste of money to throw it all out. Maybe you could do it like a reduced price, like the low-income families go in the store. Like, okay, kid, make sure you get the bag cereal, the store brand soda, and it's dead kid milk. Even then, it's gonna like ruin your whole experience. You're gonna be looking at the carton like, huh, 2%. How much of the body they were able to recover? Some of you guys might notice by now I talk a little different. Your suspicions are correct. I'm an illegal immigrant. Now, I have a speech impediment, which if you don't know what a speech impediment is, that means that my voice sounds the way that your voice sounds, you record it and play it back to yourself. Which, like, I went to speech therapy for a while, but I think that didn't work better way I'm pronouncing speech therapy. And like, it sucks. People don't realize how important pronunciation is. Pronunciation is the difference between getting something artisanally crafted and getting something artist-anally crafted. Like, you try to order a nice painting, you end up with brown Jackson Pollock. I don't know, and the worst part is like representation, because like when you have a condition or a disability, you should have people you could look up to who succeeded despite it. Like if you have like MS or ALS, you could look up to like Stephen Hawking or Lou Gehrig. If you're blind, you could look up to like Stevie Wonder. Like not literally, obviously, but when you have speech impediment, they tell you to look up to like James Earl Jones, Joe Biden, Emily Blunt, who, in case you haven't figured it out, don't have speech impediments anymore. They got over them before they got famous and successful. That's messed up. That's like if you told midgets to look up to Shaq because he was also the height when he was younger. There's just a lot of stuff I don't understand. Like, you guys gotta help me with this. LGBTQ+, is that some sort of new gay streaming service? I don't know. People always think I'm gay because I'm so fashionable, well put together, but I'm not gay. I did go gay in prison though, which that was really weird because I was just a visitor. That guy on the other side of the glass was such a smooth talk. I don't know what happened. But I remember the first time anyone accused me of being gay. It was this bully when I was in elementary school in 2nd grade. He walked up to me, he said, "You're gay." I didn't know what being gay was, so I just did what any kid would do. I pointed back and said, "No, you're gay." So we went back and forth, "You're gay, no, you're gay, you're gay," for about 6 years until we graduated. Yeah, so we did that 6 years every day. And then recently though, I found out, I haven't seen this kid in forever, but I found out this kid came out. This kid is gay. So I win. Like I don't know if you ever won an argument you've been having since you were 8. It's the best feeling in the world. I Uno reverse carded this kid into accepting himself. I always tease him about him in bed. Okay. I'm done, Smith. Have a good night.